Sometimes the hardest part about meal prepping your lunch for the week is actually eating that lunch every single day of the week. Some weeks I don't mind, but there are weeks where I want to toss it in the garbage by Wednesday. So I always like to have an alternate option available, and this week it's going to be high protein egg salad. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a croissant, and it is low carb. Hi, I'm Tina, and on this channel I share high protein, low carb recipes that taste good. I eat low carb because I have to. I have reactive hypoglycemia, and a low carb diet is the treatment. All egg salads got to start with eggs, and we have 10 in this recipe. It's going to give us 5 servings of egg salad. So you can go ahead and cook these on the stove if you like. You could also buy pre-boiled eggs now, which is kind of nifty and speed it up. I'm going to use my handy little egg cooker that I have here. It's pretty simple. It just has you add the water based on how much you want them cooked. This is a hard-boiled egg, so I filled it all the way to the top. You put that in there. It has a little needle at the bottom that you go and you poke the tops of the eggs with. So I'll just do one. I've already pre-done the other ones. This egg cooker only cooks 7 at a time. So of course we're gonna have 2 batches. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these started. You're gonna come to find out if you watch me any length of time that I'm a bit of a kitchen gadget junkie. So much so I typically have to negotiate with Ronnie before bringing in a new device into the kitchen. It gets pretty bad. We were buying this house, we came out and we were looking at it, and I walked in the pantry and I did this number. He knew it was over and this was the house for us, and so now I have my kitchen gadgets back. So there we go. All right, so we're just gonna turn this on. It has an automatic timer on it. It's gonna sing us a little tune when it's done. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get the cottage cheese sauce going. We start this off with a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, and we're gonna stick this right into the food processor. We're gonna follow this up by 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Now, what I wanna call out here is the fact that this particular brand of cottage cheese, the Good Culture brand, is a lot thicker. So some cottage cheeses are a lot more runnier. So you may need less mayonnaise. What I would do if you're not using Good cottage cheese, the Good brand of cottage cheese, what I'd probably do is maybe start with just the 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise and see how it works out. And you can always stir in another tablespoon later. But you can't take it out, it'll be too late then. So then we have 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Okay, all right. And we're gonna follow that up with a 1/2 teaspoon of dill, a 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed, and then I have a 1/2 teaspoon of the nature seasoning, because it has all the garlic and the onion and parsley all mixed in with the salt and pepper. Kind of takes care of everything for us. All right, so now we're just gonna blend this up, and I will be right back. So, oops, I forgot the lemon. So we need to get a 1/2 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice in this food processor. I don't like to squeeze the lemon directly in there because you never know how much you're gonna get, and I made some pretty lemony egg salad that way before. So I'm just gonna kind of squeeze it off into this bowl, and our eggs, our first batch of eggs are done. Let me get those. Let's see. Turn those off for a second while we finish up the lemon. So I'm just gonna measure out a 1/2 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice and get that in here. And I'll swap out the eggs and we'll get going on to the next step. So this is a really easy recipe to prep. It's kind of why I like doing it with my regular meal prep, because it doesn't take very long to fit this one into my Sunday schedule. So we just need a tablespoon of chives chopped up to mix into the egg salad. Now, I have made this before with green onions, and I do really like it with green onions. It's just a stronger onion flavor. If you like a lighter onion flavor, I'd probably stick with the chives. So we'll just finish chopping up. We need about a tablespoon of these. All right. Get this chopped up, and then we'll just throw it right into the food processor so we're not messing up another bowl. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let me get this cleaned up and we'll start peeling some eggs. I don't know if the rest of y'all have ever struggled with peeling eggs before, but I've had many years of struggling with peeling eggs. Oh, next batch of eggs is done. All right, so my son actually sent this hack to me after he went to college. It was a TikTok video or something that he sent to me. So you just kind of tap the egg and just lightly roll it, and it breaks up the shells for you, and it just comes off so super easy. So I really like this one. It seems to be the easiest one that works for me. I've seen a bunch of different ones, shaking them in a glass and all different kinds of crazy things, but this is the one that seems to work the best for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel up these eggs and save y'all the horror of watching me do it. So through the power of editing, I will be right back. Now we wanna put everything together, but we gotta start by mashing up our eggs. I like to use an egg slicer, so I just kind of put it in this way, and then I make a turn and do it this way and dump it in the bowl. I just think it is easier than mashing it up with the fork, and it could also be that, I have arthritis in my hands, so this is super, super easy. And we'll go ahead and get these all mashed up. Now that we've got these all cut up, we just need to stir in our dressing and our chives. So it's gonna be thick. It's very, very thick. Let's show you how thick that is. And that's how we want it, because you don't want it squishing out your sandwich or off your crackers. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all in here. Mix it all up really good. And this will also help break up some of those egg pieces too. It smells really good. I love the smell of dill. All right, so you're gonna wanna have that thick consistency. You don't want it runny or squishy. There we go, that looks perfect. So now let's get back to this croissant that I'm sure everybody is wondering about. This is from Hero Bread Company, and it only has 2 grams of net carbs, has 10 grams of protein. It is delightful. They do sell out regularly. I have mine on subscription. I get them 4 times a year. I just happened to get my order last week, so I was pretty excited. It was good timing. They are on the pricier side. So I wanted to make sure I provide some alternate options if you're not able to get a hold of these. If you are able to get a hold of them, if they have them in stock when you go place your order, I highly suggest it. They are just that good. They are definitely worth the money. So some of my other options and other ways I like to eat my egg salad. These Ella's crackers are excellent. They have 0 net carbs and I believe 8 grams of protein for 3 of these crackers. So it's a really good option. Other than the fact they do break if you put them in a baggie, so you're probably gonna wanna put them in a container if you're gonna take them to work with you so that they don't bust up and you can still get your egg salad on top of them. The Hero seeded bread, I eat every morning with my breakfast. I really do like it. This is typically what I do eat my egg salad on. Each slice has 1 net carb and 6 grams of protein. So still an excellent option. Bell peppers, this is the tiniest bell pepper I've ever received. It's just so cute. I typically put mine in strips because I like to dip it in the bowl. It's just easier, especially if I'm in an off-site meeting, which is typically why I have the egg salad anyway, because I don't have access to a microwave. So it just makes it easier. I don't have to worry about silverware or anything. So I kind of just dip those in there, but I left the other half as an option if you wanted to just kind of fill a half of a bell pepper. And of course, romaine lettuce. You could make like a lettuce wrap with them. So, all right, let's move on to the macros. So I do load all of my recipes in MyFitnessPal. So if you track using MyFitnessPal, you will be able to find it using ShePrepsSmart high protein egg salad. I will also put that down in the description below so you don't have to remember it. I will provide a direct downloadable link to the recipe card. It also contains the macros. So I broke this down 3 ways. I have it by croissant, by bread, and by crackers. So that way you have all three options available to you. I'll also pop a QR code right here for my TV viewers, and then that way you'll have access directly to these documents without having to worry about going back to your computer and checking out that description. Now, as far as storage is concerned, I typically am making egg salad for meal prep. So I have these little containers that I like. They're glass with the screw-on lids, and I put a half a cup for the serving and keep those in there. And then that way I could just toss this in my lunchbox. So let's give it a taste. I think I'm gonna use the cracker for my taste today. I like them because they're crunchy, gives a bit crunchiness. Speaking of crunchiness, I typically take pickles with me when I eat egg salad for lunch as my accompaniment. So let's give this a taste. Really do like the egg salad on these crackers. Gives it a nice crunch and some nuttiness to it. It blends really well with the dill and the celery and the egg salad, and it's super creamy. It's just an excellent little option when you want something different for lunch. So that's it, my high protein egg salad, that alternate option for when you don't want to eat the same thing every day. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. If you did, I'm gonna put a playlist right here for my sweets and treats because I think everybody deserves something sweet in their life. If you find something that you enjoy, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching my video.